Good evening. You look wonderful this evening. I love your hair. And the way you're wearing that dress. You too, ladies. I got nothing. I'm just saying, we never have anything to do this little bit before the actual show starts, when I do this little bit and go, oh, guess how good the show is. I don't know, we haven't made the show yet. It might be good, it might suck. I don't know. What we do have is that the floor got cleaned over the weekend. Look at this. You see that? There's only a couple of scuff marks there. You probably can't see, we didn't pay for new lighting, we spent it all on cleaning the floor. But the floor got cleaned, and I came in today, I went, well, look at this. It's like some kind of ice rink at night. I've never seen an ice rink at night. Every time I've gone ice skating, it's always been during the day. So the only people that ice skate at night are people in romantic comedies, where they go ice skating in Central Park at night. And then one of them falls over and the other one goes, oh, and then they get a bit too close and, oh, looks like there's chemistry there. And one of them's usually John Cusack. It is, though, isn't it? I like John Cusack. He's been on the show. We should have him back here. Ask him about all that ice skating that he does. He would love this floor. We've got some terrific guests tonight. Seth Green is here, and the Smothers Brothers are here. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Hey! Hello! Thank you. Come on in. Welcome to Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the Late Late Show. I am your host, TV Craig Ferguson. Please now. No, stop. No, really. No, please. I need you to stop. I need you to stop applauding. I cannot afford any more applause. Like everyone else in America, I'm broke. I'm not kidding. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have to take in laundry or something. Nah, never mind. We'll figure it out. It's a great day for America anyway. And you know why? Because O.J. Simpson's going to jail. Guilty on all counts. About time. You think O.J. thought his days of being tackled by men were over, but you know his problem was that he didn't wear gloves. You know the last time the glove thing got him all? Different now, though. If you don't wear a mitten, they ain't a-quitting. But this Wall Street thing has got... I am like, what the... Are you... Ah! At this point, it's a race to see what drops faster. Is it the stock market or John McCain's poll numbers? Because they're out of control. But there is good news, because in his Vatican address this weekend, the Pope, the Holy Father, criticised wealth. So it sounds like many of us can look forward to a lovely time in heaven. I know. Anyway, there's only 30 more days left to the shopping days. 30 more shopping days to the presidential election. No, it's just regular days. I don't know, shop when you want. It's America. Anyway, out on the campaign trail, it's kind of heating up. And it's given me a very bad case of, I think you know what it is, election fever! Come on! Yeah, election fever! Oh, yeah, that's right! Yeah, election infection! I'm sorry, I forgot it turned into election infection with a flaming skull and everything. Take that, Jon Stewart. We've got a flaming skull. Anyway, the tone of the campaign is getting very nasty. The gloves are coming off. Over the weekend, Sarah Palin said, the heels are on and the gloves are off. Heels are on? What does that mean? That means I'll finally get to see that sexy VP candidate in high heels? Let me see you. Can I see? Yeah! That's right! I find myself weirdly turned on by that. Have that photograph sent to my office. So So Sarah Palin is saying the gloves are off. Now, gloves off, you see, usually a big mistake. Ask O.J. Simpson about taking the gloves off. Maybe that's not a great... I think the candidates should be careful. When you punch somebody in the face without gloves, it really hurts your hand. That's why I always punch with my genitals. But with... That doesn't even make sense. Anyway, what I'm saying is that Sarah Palin threw her first punch yesterday. She said that Barack Obama pals around with terrorists. Now, I don't think she should have said that. Because, have you seen, she's palling around with some dubious people. Take a look at this over the weekend. Look at that. Now, come on. That's Cheney in the back there. There's Cheney. That's scary. That didn't happen. She really didn't do that. But in all seriousness, I am very disappointed in Sarah Palin. I am disappointed in you, Sarah. You're meant to be the fresh breeze from the north, the aw shucks, hickety-dickety-do thing. You're not going to do the politician thing. You're going to be a regular Joe Sixpack. Well, Joe Sixpack now has about Joe a pack and a half at the moment. But you're going to be now you're just doing what every other cynical politician does. All these rat bastards do all the time, mudslinging. Knock it off. Because when you start slinging the mud, where does it end? Everyone ends up filthy. Everyone gets covered in mud. Sarah Palin will be covered in mud from her ankles to her neck. Her clothes tight against her body. Soft, wet mud rubbing in her skin. Look, I've got off topic. What I'm saying is this. It turns out Barack Obama has made some mistakes in the past, and not just with the crazy pastor. Do you remember that guy, the crazy cast? Crazy caster? Did I say that? Do you remember the crazy caster? Because I do. You didn't hear about that? Oh, it was all over YouTube. Where have you been, girlfriend? No, the crazy pastor. You remember Barack Obama had a crazy pastor. By the way, I got to tell you this. I believe in God, right? And I respect everyone's opinion in America to worship exactly the way they want to worship or not. That's what we do here. But let's be honest. Have you ever met a pastor who wasn't just a little bit crazy? Think about it. I know. Anyway, this accusation of palling with terrorists, it started because Barack Obama went to a meeting in a house of someone that used to be in Weather Underground. Back when he was running for the Senate, he did this. Weather Underground was a group in the 60s. I don't know much about them. I think their first album was good. It was kind of a jazz fusion thing. Anyway, it turns out Barack Obama has a loose association with a man who has a criminal past. Who doesn't? I know someone who has a very dubious past. So do you. Me. If you're watching this show, you have a loose association with a man with a criminal past. Much of a criminal past, I admit, but, you know, drunken and capable is still against the law in some places. Anyway, both presidential candidates have made mistakes. That's what, you know, McCain was involved in that banking scandal. He was reprimanded by the Senate, so I don't know about this, bringing out all this stuff. I don't like it. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Also, if you live in a glass house, don't walk around in a French maid's outfit. I learned that the hard way. Now, everybody has a skeleton in their closet. That's what Sarah Palin's husband, didn't he used to belong to that group that wants Alaska to break off from the United States. Hey, that's treason, and it's stupid. Listen, no disrespect, Alaska, but without us, you're nothing. You know what you are without us? East Russia. There you are. You need us. East Russia. East Russia or Western Canada, you take your pick. If any state should secede from the Union, it should be California. We got SeaWorld, we got Disneyland, we got San Francisco, which is like gay Disneyland. We've got, we got the unstoppable robot governor. Hasta la vista, Nevada. Call me Arnold. Anyway, I shouldn't be surprised by this mudslinging. It's the last month before the election. Things are, you know, this is when everything goes a little crazy. The stuff starts happening. And something always gets revealed around this time. They call it in the electioneering world, October surprise. You want the October surprise this year? We're broke. That came as a shock to me. I became an American in January. I'm like, what? I'm in, and I'm staying in, but what? I don't like the name calling. When the name calling starts, though, it means that one thing, people are getting desperate. And calling your competition names does not make you look good. You know who does that? Conan O'Brien. He's a ginger bitch. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
White Trash Style Tips with Tim Gunn. White Trash.
In theory, there's nothing wrong with facial hair, but only wear it if it has a raison d'etre and a commonly accepted name, like beard or goatee. Never, ever something like this. Pointy mutton chops are for gay comic book villains, and not the good kinds.
White Trash.
Works for her, I'm gonna do it. You know when I was talking about the candidates' name-calling during the election, I want them to knock it off. Really, you stop with the whiny name-calling. I think, honestly, Americans want a president who's going to stand up and be a man. That's why so many people were voting for Hillary Clinton. They were someone who's going to stand up and be a man. No, you know what? Honestly, I really believe this. Don't you think sometimes you want a president who's somebody that's kind of above that crap? Don't you want that? I kind of want that. To be above that crap. And then that whole thing about the end of the, at the end of the little negative things, I'm Barack Obama and I approve this message, or I'm John McCain and I approve this message. Well, then that means you're part of it. You don't distance yourself from it. You're in it. I don't like it. I don't like that name-calling thing. I don't want some kind of whiny sissy from the schoolyard to be president of the United States. You want somebody who's got a pair of cojones, for God's sakes. Someone's dignity. That's what I think, anyway. What do I know? I've only been an American for a few months. And the country's gone broke in the meantime. It's not my fault. I hardly spent a thing! Anyway, it's no secret that I have the election fever, so I decided to invite Senator McCain to be a guest on the show. He said, not a chance. But we did manage to get the person who writes John McCain's speeches. Please give a warm welcome to the top speechwriter for John McCain, everybody. Betty, I had no idea you wrote speeches for John McCain.
Oh, well, Craig, I've always been passionate about politics. And more importantly, I'm flat broke.
The economic crisis hitting you too, Betty?
Oh, no. I lost all my money the old-fashioned way. Illegal street races. Those Japanese cars are so much faster than my station wagon.
You're always joking. You're not joking. Tell us, why did McCain bring you aboard as a speechwriter, Betty?
Well, John wanted to get in touch with younger voters.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone knows how much I love rap music. Well, it's like Jay-Z says, I'm a Jedi Knight. The more space I get, the better I write. H to the Izzo.
H to the Izzo, indeed. I have no idea what that means.
Oh, of course you don't, Craig. You are so much whiter than I am. And my last name is White.
Thank you, Betty, or not. I don't know. Look, listen, as a writer, you probably have to stay well-versed on the other side's opinions as well. Like Obama's timeline for pulling out of the war, something like that.
Obama wants to get out of the war?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's ridiculous. If we pull out now, who's going to stop those damn Germans?
Betty, I think you might be confusing the current war with World War II.
Oh, darn, I'm always confusing things. The other day, I confused my refrigerator door with my front door. I was in my fridge for nearly an hour. I just thought it was wintertime.
When Senator McCain is on the road, how do you get the speeches to him? Because we know he doesn't use computers, so how do you actually, communicate?
Well, you can't blame him for not using computers. No. But no, John likes to do all his communicating via carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon. Does that work?
Oh, absolutely. Although, lately we've been having a problem with Sarah Palin shooting them down. That is one crazy bitch.
Speaking of Governor Palin, she's really revitalized the campaign, but some have accused the Obama camp of being sexist. What do you think about that?
Well, they're right, Craig. I think Barack Obama is incredibly sexy.
Betty, you mean sexist?
Oh, no, I don't. Oh, that is one hot piece of man. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If Barack Obama needs more experience, I could give it to him. I think what I do...
All right, but you know what? We're out of time. Betty White, everybody. Betty White. I'm sorry, I can hardly talk to you. I'm being blinded by how shiny the floor is. It's not that shiny, really. My first guest tonight is in the Family Guy show. Also in Robot Chicken, Season 3. That's in the stores today, the Robot Chickens. In the stores today, kids, get the Robot Chickens. It's got it. They're tasty. Take a look at this. That's awesome. Please welcome Seth Green, everybody. Hello, sweetie pie.
Hi, beautiful.
How are you?
Tear up those cards. We're on the cards tonight, kids.
No cards
Somebody's
tonight.
getting hurt, is what I'm saying.
Really?
Apparently, the security guy back there is like...
No,
Getting hurt
don't.
tonight.
There's a security guy back there. I think it's just a guy with a uniform. We don't actually have security.
Oh, yeah, he's got a park on, too.
That's right. Hey, what's this? This is on the desk here. It says Robot Chicken, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah, I didn't translate that Japanese, but it all means silly stuff.
Right. We'll banish your bad humor to the land of wind and ghosts. I think that's what it says there.
Funny, retarded boy in white suit with monsters.
Is that really what it says?
I don't speak Japanese.
Why not?
Well, because I really just haven't put in the time.
All right, tell me about the Robot Chickens then. It's Season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Season 3's on DVD. We're almost done shooting Season 4 right now. We just made a second Star Wars special, which is on November 16th. I don't know.
That's awesome. Now, a lot of the people that enjoy the Robot Chicken, sometimes they enjoy a herbal cigarette before they watch the Robot Chicken.
Oh, is that true?
I believe so, yeah.
I haven't explored our demographic.
Yeah, no, I think you know your demographic pretty well. What I'd like to know is, do you involve yourself with your demographic at any time?
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We spend all sorts of time in back alleys. No, I mean, I'm busy making the show.
I was just wondering, really, you're not a big marijuana smoker then?
Well, what do you consider big?
Well, do you roll the big, giant Jamaican spliffs, or do you just do the little tiny wee
No, no. When
things?
you know, I like to take a small brown paper sack, maybe 9 inches in width and 15 inches in diameter. I just fill that with the best herbal, what did you call it again?
Marijuana.
The marijuana.
Right.
And then I roll it up real big and I get it all wet. And then I'm like, "Wow, Rastaman, let's make robot chicken." No, that's not how it goes.
Really? Well then, how does it go?
Oh, we have, you know, a crack team of writers writing for 23 weeks. And
Oh,
then we
that's
have
not nearly as
it's
interesting.
no fun.
No, it's
no,
well, you work very hard.
Yeah.
Why do you work so hard, do you think?
I don't know. This is the hardest job I've ever had. It takes 11 months to make 20 episodes.
Do you have a girlfriend right now?
No, single.
Yeah.
Big
A
fan
pattern begins to emerge.
a big fan of toys. That doesn't really go over well with the ladies. Make a show about
Some
everything.
ladies love toys. I think you've been meeting the wrong ladies. You gotta get the right toys.
I thought about hitting like the internet dating and trying to.
Really? Internet dating?
You think, oh, here's a great cross section of available women, and then I gotta be honest, just because I like Scrabble and Green Day doesn't mean we're gonna have good sex. I'm not. You know what I mean?
Might be worth a try, though.
I don't know.
You don't. The only
It
way you're
seems so
going.
scary. You want to sign on and meet somebody, and they're like, "Hey, I'm really not crazy at all. Let's hang out in a public place and get to know each other." I don't like the sound
Well,
of that.
how are you going to meet someone and you don't want to be on your own smoking marijuana and making cartoons the rest of the day?
I don't know, Craig. Maybe I do. Maybe I do.
Really? Is that what you want to do?
No, I don't
No,
know.
you want to get just. What about kids? Don't
Are
you want to
you
have kids?
are you single?
No.
Dude, listen, I'm not gay, but you're pretty flawless. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we should give this a shot. We get on real well on TV.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do it, but there's some certain rules I'll have to know first, like, you know, who's the lady, who's the man, all that stuff.
You're resisting me heavily, so I don't know how good my game is.
I am not resisting. I am
Oh, yeah?
flirting. I am mimicking your body
That's true.
movement.
You just
I'm
touched my arm,
playing
which
with
is
my
a sure
hair,
sign. You know, yeah.
letting you know I'm interested.
Dig it,
touching
dig it.
my mouth to indicate sex.
Nice. It's this suit, man.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
Sex?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy sex?
I was thinking,
Gosh, I'll tell you what I like. Sex.
you know what's so funny? No matter what I come on here to talk about, it always devolves into this.
Well, I know. All right, then. Well, have you ever played any pranks on George Clooney? There, that's a bit more late-night TV. Isn't it?
No, the only prank I played on George Clooney, I was like, "Oh, George, we met before. Nice to see you."
And what did he say?
He was like, "Oh, hey, good to see you
hi,
again."
yeah.
We worked like a charm, y'all.
Do you do that thing where you see another famous person, you're famous, right? So you pretend that you've met them because you're famous and they're famous, so you're kind of in that little club?
It's the NBA head nod. You'll notice this amongst players when they play against each other. NBA guys go, "What's up?" It happens. Like two guys, they've been on different teams, they've never played against one each other, they're walking past, "Hey, what's up?" All the time, right? So actors, musicians, like celebrities will just do that to each other. I think that's a little silly.
I think it is, because you can get wildly diverse. I mean, they could have you and then maybe, I don't know, Hulk Hogan or something like that.
Although, from doing this show, I know a lot of people. Like, Hulk Hogan came on our show 3 times now. So when I run into Hulk Hogan, it's like, "Hey, what's up?"
That's awesome. Because I'm really impressed. We're completely out of time. Is there anything that we should plug?
Well, you know, this DVD's on sale.
Great.
I think
DVD's
it's
on
pretty
sale.
cool.
Seth Green, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. My next guests are a legendary comedy duo that are, at the time, were so controversial, they were kicked off the CBS network. Yeah, boy, you must be really controversial to get kicked off of this old creaker. But anyway, they're a big smash hit show from the 60s. It's out on the DVD. Now, take a look at this. The Smothers Brothers, everybody! The Smothers Brothers!
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. That's such a warm welcome. Great setup. And I love watching the tape. I hope it was interesting to you. Not only have we aged 40 years just like that, it's amazing. It happens when you don't eat your vegetables. But when I look back there, there's so many changes. You know, this is where we did our show, not in this particular studio, but right here at Television City. And there's so many changes. When you
well, a
come
lot
back
of
here.
changes. Some of that aren't changes is that the morons are still running the country.
Well, it's funny, that punchline will work indefinitely, unfortunately.
But everywhere, you know, every time we get up in the morning, all of us, we get up, we're not married.
We're not married.
No, but you get up, you turn on the radio, you pick up the newspaper, see everything is politics. Politics, national politics. It's been going on for, particularly about 4 or 5 years, but I looked up the word politics. Yeah. And I thought it was important. Politics comes from the Greek root poly, meaning many, and ticks, meaning blood-sucking parasites.
No, it looks... Why are you laughing? That's not funny, but it's food for thought.
But let's get off the politics. Yeah. Craig is, I understand, is a new pilot, and
you're a new pilot.
Which is
you fly?
That's so great because Dickie and I were up just in Santa Barbara last night. We flew in this morning from Santa Barbara. Instead of driving, I said, "Well, I'll fly." So I've been flying I'm a pilot 38 years. I'm instrument rated.
That's not true.
A lot of it's true, Dick. Let me finish this off. So anyway, I rented a Cessna, a little Cessna 172. We flew in from San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, around to fly. What a beautiful morning this day. And Dickie said, fly over. We went to a high school in the valley, and we flew over the valley.
You flew to a high school?
You said fly over Verdugo Hills.
That's not true.
A lot of it's true. Let me just, the point is that when you're in commercial airlines, you're at 20, 30,000 feet.
What are you talking about?
Let me finish the thought. And you see so much, but in a small plane, like when we were flying, just a little Cessna flying into Van Nuys Airport, and it was beautiful. And if you have a chance to get in a small plane and see
what is your point?
I said, you enjoyed the flight over there.
I did. No, it's not true.
Yes, you did. You got airsick.
I did not get airsick.
Yes, you did.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
I said I flew you over here.
You didn't. You're not a pilot. It's important. You can't fly an airplane unless you train first and become a qualified pilot.
I'm instrument rated.
No, you're not. Start with the first thing you're not. You're not a pilot. You are not a pilot.
Then why'd you go up with me?
Go up with me. Wait a minute. You're not a pilot.
Leave it alone.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Tom, you're just telling everybody. Why is it so important these people believe you're a pilot?
It's not important.
Then why did you go to all that effort to make it up?
Didn't take any effort.
That's a figure of speech. First of all, I'll grant you this. You've flown, but as a passenger for over 50 years, and I'll give you this, you're a frequent flyer, but a lot of us are frequent flyers out there, right? Every time you sign up, you're a frequent flyer. And no matter, get this, listen to this, it's very important. No matter how many miles you accumulate, they do not upgrade you to pilot.
Okay, you got me. So I'm not a pilot, but there's a lot of people that aren't pilots.
That's right, but why did you come out here and say you're a pilot? What possessed you to come out here on Craig's show and say, oh, I'm a pilot?
I don't know, I just didn't recall not being a pilot.
You mean you forgot you weren't a pilot?
No, I didn't recall not being a pilot.
Well, what's the difference? Yeah, what's the difference? You forget, you recall?
No, it's the same difference between Alzheimer's and amnesia.
Wait a minute, why'd you come out here and lie to everybody about this?
I already said I'm not a pilot.
No, I said you're not a pilot.
I agree with you.
Begrudgingly, you admitted it.
Why are you kicking a stick with a dead horse?
Tommy, the phrase is beating a horse with a dead stick, so use it right or leave it alone. The point is, you lied.
A what?
My brother lied to you, and I want to know why. Why'd you come out here and lie?
National policy. Anyway, this is the first time we've done Greg's show. We are very happy to be here. We are the Smothers Brothers. I know a lot of people when we walked out here that recognized right away, of course, we're not the original Smothers Brothers. And believe me, those boys would have loved to have been here, but they passed away in 1969. Terrible plane crash. Well, one of them wasn't a pilot.
All right. Smothers Brothers, everybody, we'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm here with Tom and Jack, the Smothers Brothers. Now, Tom, I hear you're a pilot. Yeah.
I'm not, but my brother's a pilot.
No, he's not a pilot.
Yes, he had a satire, and
Yeah, no, I had a decathlon. I did aerobatics for a while, and then recently I picked up. Yeah,
I don't know whether to believe this or
That's
not,
true.
actually.
I started flying helicopters recently.
Really?
Because I fly with this guy, Mel Larson, in Vegas. He's 76. He has 3 helicopters, and I was flying with him one day, and I realized, even though he's a vegetarian, doesn't drink, he could have a heart attack at any moment.
Yeah.
And he's picked my moment to die. And I didn't want to give him that right.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to kill myself. So I started taking lessons, and it's the biggest joy. If you like flying, helicopter thing, you fly it all the time. You can't even scratch your nose. You get in a little R-22 trainer, and it is fun.
Well, I tried it a little bit once, and it seemed to me a little bit too dangerous.
It did me too. But every time we got a war, there's 100,000 people that could learn to fly helicopters real quick. So
yeah.
do it that way.
Best let them.
You know, it's stretching yourself once in a while. Of course, you have a great life, and I think you're the best interviewer on television.
Thanks.
You're to me.
Thank you very much.
And is it? I mean, seriously, the total package. You're the next closest thing to Johnny Carson. If there's a no one to get up that, you will be.
Hush now.
Just no. I mean it.
Hey, let me ask you this. Is it true? Tell me the story of you getting kicked off of CBS, and how would a fellow go about getting that done?
Can't get out of your contract, right?
No, I can't get out of it. So, how did you get out of it?
Well, they picked up our option for the 4th year, and I said, don't pick it up. We picked it up. And so it was constant, like, I understand you have some problems here at CBS.
Well, it's not, yeah, a little. Yeah,
but censorship is very necessary because there's always a danger of something being said.
Yeah, you've got that. That happens often. Once or twice a week on this show, people threaten to speak.
Well, you know, there's not much being said, though. But,
no, true.
So I always said it was a freedom of hearing is more important. So when they censor you, they're having problems. And when they do those little things that we couldn't say on our show, we couldn't say pregnant. Couldn't say the word pregnant.
I don't know if you can now. Can we say pregnant now? Oh, we can. Oh, thank you, liberating 60s.
They didn't like Tommy saying frigate when he was a frog. They said frogs say ribbit. So we had George Segal on the show and wrote a operetta, Mutiny on the Bounty, where Tommy was captain of the frigate. So he did.
Really?
So
I think censorship is good because it makes you creative to get around it. But sometimes it baffles me. Like last week, Jennifer Love Hewitt is on this show, right? And she said a popular text message thing. It was 4 letters. O-M, a letter there, and then G. O-M-G means oh my God. O-M, and there's a letter in the middle there, and then G. They beeped the letter. They beeped the letter because the letter implied... Now, if you're not allowed to imply this word which is in popular usage, it's a slang term for sexual intercourse, and you're not allowed to imply that word, which makes me think, why not?
No, what they've done, don't you understand? They've got you dealing in trivia. Means nothing. Doesn't mean anything. How important is that?
It's hugely important.
What if you say something, they say, well, you can't say another mother for peace because that might be a communist front organization.
Did they say that stuff to you?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Now we're talking about, not saying, you know, and Cher came on the show and she got upset. She said, I'm not going to go on the show because they're making they got to put bandages on my nipples because my nipples are showing through the...
I wear bandages on my nipples all the time. I'm doing it right now. But that's a completely different thing.
Yeah,
it's
but the
something I
point was-
enjoy. It's related to a word that begins with the letter that comes before G in the alphabet that implies sexual intercourse.
Well, sometimes it's they don't want to relinquish the power that they have, and what they're censoring you for is just to keep the fact is that they're telling you what you can and can't
But the things you would have to say to get fired, like
Today?
we had to get fired if you want to move on, is
You want to
I wouldn't say being a brand new citizen.
Right.
I'd be careful.
I'm fiercely patriotic about this country.
Okay, here's
fiercely patriotic.
Okay, wait a second. This is how you deal with it. If you want to put something in, you put something in, and then you argue about that one. Something like we put in our show for Mason Williams said, for Easter show we had it in the script, so they could see it. You know anything about Easter? I said, yeah. And Dickie said, what about Easter? I said, well, Easter is when Jesus Christ arose from his tomb and saw his shadow and hasn't been seen since.
Some people may consider that as being slightly offensive, Tommy.
Well, that's Grandma's
Well,
Day.
we got to argue about it and we took it out.
Right.
But we got to keep something else in.
I see. It's the old bait and switch then. is what
Bait
you're
and switch,
saying.
bait and switch. You have to do it.
Do you think that television comedy now is the better or worse?
I've watched it from the 40 years, from the time we were on to the 40 years later that we're on, and there's a very frightened bunch of Americans who didn't used to be frightened, and that is frightening.
But
Well,
to answer your question,
yeah.
I think he answered philosophically something else. When Tommy got his when Tommy got his brand new 1968 Emmy the other day, never been used in 40 years. If I was up there, I didn't deserve it, but I was up there, I would look at Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart and Bill Maher and all the outlets that political comedians can be on and say, Pat Paulson, your grandson, is Stephen Colbert.
Right. Yeah.
It's moving on.
There's
a lot of very, very good stuff out there.
Yeah.
And
I think so. I think
Yeah,
the
but
people you
why
named
is it
are
always on the
terrific.
fringes?
Yeah.
See, when we were on the air, it was Sunday night, 8
It
o'clock.
was the 9 o'clock, number 1 hour of the week.
More people.
sets.
There was 22
Well, we
million
got-
people watching
We got
there.
American Idol now. We can dance with the
Oh, that's
stars.
roots.
We don't need politics.
But we were making a few comments.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I know.
I hear you. No, I wish we had more time, but in fact, you've got me kicked off the air.
No, wait.
Brothers, everybody, we gotta go. Good night.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
What we learned was this, that I associated with 60s radicals. They were right here. The Smothers Brothers. I associated with 60s radicals, and now my shot at the presidency is gone. I mean, how many more days have we got to go to this election? Like 30, 29? Jeez, we have to cut this. We really do. Can I say? Good night, everybody.